Talk no Jutsu has worked again. My Hakkai done stood up. Let's motherfucking go! What's up? It's your boy Cintron. Come back at you with another reaction video. Now, kid you not, this my real name. Man, today's episode was lit for a number of reasons, but chiefly being my boy Takemichi done lit a fire under so many people's asses, as he always seems to do, and man, they gutting out what looks like to be a victory here, and surprise at the end of the episode. But man, we start off with, us still in the church, Takemichi still getting the dog beat out of him, the older Shiba brother, Taiju, giving him the good work, and I ain't talking about the Lord's work, he ain't doing none of that, blasting him like a motherfucker, giving him equal lefts and equal rights. But Takemichi refusing to back down, saying, I ain't never scared, what? I mean, it's just, he's punching above his class, punching above his weight, easy. But him just keeping on fighting on, and, Hakkai talking the whole time, man, you gotta give up, bro. Ain't nothing you can do about this. This L is coming. No. I'm trying to turn this V into a dub. And that's what's gonna happen. Like, he's just undeterred, determined. You ain't gonna convince Takemichi of something that, that something ain't impossible. He gonna go out there and not just see it. He gonna move mountains, walk through hell, lift the whole earth if he got to make that shit happen. So, I mean, he's putting it all out there on the line because he knows what it's like to be alone. He was in the future a nobody, a fucking loser with a loser job, no love prospects, no friends around him, just routine, going through the same daily, like a hamster on the wheel, just repeating, wash, rinse, repeating the same old shit over and over. No respect, for man, respect is everything. So, just a verifiable loser. But, he was able to get into the past, time travel, and change his fortunes after he saw that, his former girlfriend had been deleted by the Tokyo Manji gang. How did he get this bad? He went back in time, unbeknownst to him, to change things. And, man, it's been such a journey, but he's made so many friends along the way. He's learned so many things. He's stepped up, even as coward as he's been, as he's been. He's stepped up, and he's inspired almost everyone around him, foes and friends alike, and former foes that are not friends. I mean, what he's done is nothing short of a miracle. This dude is squarely in Naruto's class with that, that talk game. He might not have a sharing gun, but he can manipulate the fuck out of you. He can manipulate the fuck out of you. It just, he's got that juice, that charisma, that swag. It's something that you can't put your finger on. If you ask those around him, but if you ask them, they be like, Takemichi, he's that dude. So I mean, yeah, it just was an inspiring episode and well developed, tugging on your heartstrings, so much. And then, we're in the midst of fighting, and then we find out something that, could be jarring. I mean, it was like, damn, and I wasn't surprised, but it was more so like, oh man, how does it gonna affect them boys? Because they're out there fighting on the front lines, and hearing something like this could, destroy their morale. Hakkai, I mean, I say it like his jazz big brother, that band, and I ain't talking about being kicked out of events. He tells Takemichi that what he's been saying, what he's, the way he's been moving, it's been a whole lie. He didn't protect Yuzuha. And, this is what Taiju has been hinting at. He's like, oh, go ahead and tell the world your secret a little bit. And he finally comes out with it because he's just tired of, living fake. So he tells Takemichi, I didn't protect my sister this whole time. Who I told you, that I was protecting her, you know, like taking them beatings, that was actually her doing that. I'm like, damn, bro, you was a whole this whole time just capping. Stop the cap. No, he couldn't even, you know, begin. And it just like, you think that's gonna be, you know, a stranglehold on him, you know, that's gonna give him just enough rope to hit himself. But he's honest about it. And everybody looks down on him, like he gets chastised by his brothers, saying like, "Look at you, Hakkai, you just, you know, a little, yeah." You know, the enemy, his brother, his two lieutenants is like, "Look at you, it ain't work." And then the pounding on continues. You know, Mitsuya said, "Damn, bro, I know you was a punk like that." Chifu was like, "Damn, that's just, you the worst, bro." Takemichi said like, "You a little bitch, you a little punk." But so what? I'm like, damn, they accepted him for what he, you know, was, and that's the thing about a secret. You know, that's the thing about, you know, having something like that, committing to the wrong thing. That's the worst thing you can do, is committing to the wrong path, the wrong thing, and it's entrapment. You know, you can't escape. You're not allowed to, you know, to turn things around, because, like I said, you're on this path and you feel like there's nothing you can do to escape it. It just feels like fate, which is, you know, I mean, it's dumb, because, you know, we have the ability to make our own decisions, and we're not controlled by the ethos per se. We don't. It's funny. It's free will, but at the same time, it's been written. So, you know, things that happen were, you know, ordained to happen. So, but you still have to make that decision every day, every waking moment, to commit to that, to do that, to not do something. So you are the master of your own fate, in a sense, you know, mostly, I would say. But you have to go out and do it, and like, so I mean, like, he's caught up in that, and it's terrible, because he's in between a rock and a hard place. He wants to change, but he can't take that first step. The first critical step would break it down. You know, something. He knows he has a problem, but he doesn't know how to get out of this endless loop of him just repeating, be a little coward, you know, be a little bitch. And Takemichi sets forward, you know, the way out for him. He, you know, opens a little gap, and he says, "Hey, man, who gives a fuck about that? What are you gonna do out here? You know, go out here and fight for it?" And he sees Takemichi struggling. He's way weaker than him, but he's out here fighting toe to toe his brother. He makes him actually stumble. Because that Takemichi's hits was hard, but he got heart. He got junkyard dog heart, and he ends up inspiring everybody around him. But Mitsuya comes out with his story. Chifu comes out, you know, saying something like, as well, supportive. But Mitsuya tells him that, you know, he wanted to run away. There's a time where, you know, he actually left his sisters, and, you know, he ran away from, you know, being their caretaker, not looking like the strong Mitsuya we've always seen. And, you know, he came back home. Mom slapped him. He felt ashamed, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I put this burden on you. But, you know, son, keep going out there and do what you're doing. You're strong." And that inspired him to, you know, to keep fighting for the right thing. You know, to, even though he shouldn't be here to put, you know, single mom, I don't know about the circumstances, but, you know, shouldn't be on a kid watching no kids. You know, they're a kid themselves. But it was inspiring, galling, and, you know, Takemichi going in there, he about to get KO'd, and everybody up in the ante, whatever. But Hakkai jumps in like, "Man, Hakkai, you can't do nothing." He's like, Yuzuha's telling him, Taiju not to hit her brother. You see a fish fly across, and it's like, that was Hakkai. Let's go, my. So he's lit. He's on one. He's finally ready to, you know, take his place, his position. That he, you know, that instead of bowing down to his brother in fear, he's finally ready to, you know, go toe to toe with him. He gets in some good licks, good hand twins, but his brother comes with the, you know, with the Dragon Ball lesson. And he smashed that dude. I'm like, he had to do that. He powered up on another level. But we're in there. We're fighting. Mitsuya's, you know, on the side fighting his captain. He's a lieutenant, and then Chifu is doing the same. His leg gets messed up, but he's still in there though. We're gutting it out at this point, but he delivers Taiji delivers the hammer drop, saying that my boys, my whole squad is surrounding this whole place. Y'all are done for. And we look outside, there's hundreds of them niggas. So like we do or die. Like it's like it's we might get killed off here, and we're looking at the four boys. They're smiling. It's all this chaos is like they're like, let's go. If I'm gonna die, like going out as a writer. I love being a turtle, like type, swag, and it's admirable. But my odds are stacked. And what? I'm like, okay, we know who that is. That's either Draken or that's Mikey, and like it turns out it's Mikey, and like, he pulls up, and we're like, huh? Like, y'all know not to touch this man. This man is a certified badass. He strolls up the steps unimpeded because he don't want no parts of Mikey. Steps into the church and tells him something. What y'all doing here on Christmas, bro? Like, why y'all fucking around? What's going on? I'm like, well, we broke the truce though, so what is Mikey gonna do? And that's where we step off into a cliffhanger, man. I mean, I love it, like I said, all the time. There's no previews, so we don't know what's gonna happen. We can only speculate. But man, I believe Mikey's gonna actually disagree, but then like push gonna show you, gonna be like, hey, I didn't want Mikey, I'm gonna be bearing my fangs. Or these Bruce Lee kicks. But anyway, so we get up out of here on that point, man. I know I'm rambling a little, stumbling on my words, but a little under the weather, but whatever. Let's get out of here on that official salute. Let's go. Ready? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.